this is Sims, and we are back with more Norn9, and we are starting Itsuki's route today, which is why we're here on the choice screen. So like we do in every other one, I've loaded the save where we are right before we pick our partner, because all the other stuff in the prologue where we're Sarada, blah, 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 is exactly the same for going with Makoto, blah, 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 up to choosing Makoto, and then there's no choices in between to get to here. So none of that's any different. So again, I'm not bothering to go through all that. We're just starting here where we pick our partner and start into his route. So here we are. Itsuki Kagami, a flirtatious young man whose constant charm leads others to distrust him. He's always joking around in order to hide his true emotions. We are going with this, yes. Woohoo! Yeah, okay. So it looks like everyone's picked a partner. So here's the pair breakdown. Koharu and Senri. Interesting. Okay. Nanami and Akito. I can't wait for that. You're next, motherfucker. Heishi and Ron. Oh god, Heishi's gonna die. Sorry, Heishi. Got it? Great. Now let's all get to know our new partners and have some fun, everyone. For a second, I was like, who the fuck's Makoto with? Oh, right. I'm Makoto. I'm sorry, we're Spacey? I forgot we're her. I'm not smart. And then obviously Sukuya's on his own. Anyway. Phew. I'm glad that we got all that settled without too much unnecessary drama and then these two together. That's what you think? Well, yeah, the last thing we need now is any drama or bickering. That's not what I meant. This is the moment when all the drama's gonna start. What? Yep. Well, you know what? You know what kills me? What kills me is that look on his face right now. He's like, you didn't pick me. Oh, God! Sukuya looked at me like he was trying very hard not to say something. I need to explain my choice to him quickly, before there are any misconceptions. Sukuya, Whoa! So you're actually gonna set Saku up as the sacrifice, miss. Itsuki's eyes widened in surprise, though the corner of his mouth soon quirked up in a smirk. I am not. Did you even hear what Kakeru just said? The entire point of pairing up is so that we can monitor each other for suspicious behavior. Amongst the three of us on our team, the only one who requires surveillance is you, Itsuki. Ah, that's right. You and Saku have been close for ages, after all. So as the unknown, I'm the odd man out. Correct. I'm glad you grasped that so quickly. To be honest, I highly doubted Itsuki was the traitor, but I didn't know him well enough to say so with 100% certainty. Of course, it isn't like I'd made any attempt. I wasn't interested in where he went or what he did before. I was here to fulfill my duty, nothing more. I had no intention whatsoever of becoming close to the other espers on board. That was the plan, at least. But given recent events, I can no longer continue with that course of action. All of us have a legitimate need to know where everyone else is and what they're doing at all times. So now I have to learn about Itsuki, though I doubt a shallow flirt like him will need all that much studying. Do you understand, Sukuya? Just because we aren't paired together doesn't mean that I won't still protect you. I know. As long as I stay by his side, nothing will change. I must cut things off at the source. But the moment Itsuki tries anything, let me know, all right? You still have your knife for personal protection, correct? Wow, you two can be scary. What am I going to... Oh, what am I I should learn how to read, because I was... What? Am I going to get stabbed to death for touching her now? It's only for emergency situations. Besides, I would never allow her to stain her hands in such a manner. Was it just me, or was there some extra emphasis on allow her in there? Sukuya flashed his typical charming smile. Itsuki's smile, however, suddenly wavered a bit. It was a similar verbal exchange as dozens before. Why did this one feel more serious? See? I told you. And this is when the drama starts. The next day, Itsuki and I began searching for any clues relating to the traitor. You know, This really feels like it's going to be a waste of time and effort. How can you be so sure? I think about it for a second. This traitor is someone who's completely comfortable blending in with everyone here. It's not a mistake that they're here. They've obviously planned this operation out carefully and trained for it. Someone who's put that much work in is not likely to leave incriminating evidence where it could be found. Although, thinking about it, they might plant evidence fingering someone else just to raise all of our suspicions against each other. He made a very good point. It was entirely possible false or misconstrued evidence could spur unnecessary suspicion and make this tense situation even worse. But, however, that is just another theory. We will not solve anything with guesses and hunches. That's very true. Man, wandering around doing busy work is so not my thing. I bet that his primary reason for doubting the usefulness of this mission. I bet that's his primary reason for doubting the usefulness of this mission. Okay, sorry. Itsuki heaved a long sigh. I'd much rather spend my time, say... Suddenly, a charming smile spreading across his face, Itsuki fixed his gaze upon me. Taking an innocent, untouched seed and raising it to full bloom with my own hands. What a whore, I love him. What do you say, miss? Would you like to make beautiful flowers bloom with me? What kind of a fucking line is that? It's so terrible, and then you look at his pretty little face and you're like, oh god. Flowers. No thank you! And I would greatly appreciate it if you would not bother me with such inappropriate innuendos again. Innuendos? I was just making small talk. Liar, you know what you did. This was a terrible idea. I never should have chosen to partner up with Itsuki. Hey, too bad. The two of us returned to the second floor and the explosion site. In awkward silence, we scoured everywhere, floor to ceiling and corner to corner, for any clues that might point to our traitor. We found nothing. We were directly involved in the cleanup yesterday, too. And the fact that we found nothing then meant it was unlikely we'd find anything now. Miss, are we done yet? Let's say we go back to where everybody else is gathered. Done? Our search has barely begun. Quit your loafing about and help me look. Itsuki ignored me. He simply stayed where he was, languidly leaning against a wall and watching me do all the work. His utter indifference to our dire situation and his refusal to take it even remotely seriously grated against my nerves, putting me in a foul mood. There's no telling if or when there could be another explosion. How can he act so completely unconcerned? This is no offer. It is an ultimatum. Join me or I will destroy this ship. That man's words echoed in my head over and over. He's going to attempt something again. I know he will. I need to put up stronger barriers. We are finished searching this area. Let us move to another location. I spun on my heel and walked off. A few moments later, Itsuki quietly fell into step behind me. Hey, miss, are you mad about something? What exactly do you mean by that? Well, everybody's working to find the traitor, you know, and that's why we're all paired up. But nothing said that you had to get this worked up about it all by yourself. We have no idea when the next attack will come. Unlike you, I don't intend to just sit around and apathetically wait for it to occur. My irritation got the better of me. My voice sounded cold, and I felt my step quicken. See, I kind of love that in Sakuya's path, she's all like kind of prickly and like, because she can't fall in love with him, right? Because he'll die. And then she falls in love with him. And then here she's like, God damn it, I hate you. She's like, you kind of suck, Itsuki. I don't really like you. And then she's going to fall madly in love with him. And then in Natsuhiko's route, she's like, I fucking hate you, you son of a bitch. And then I love it. It's like progressively getting like the people she's angry. She's like, she's only pushing Sakuya away so he doesn't die. But deep down inside, she loves him. She doesn't like Itsuki. She's irritated and angry with him. And then she's going to fall in love with him. And then she loathes Natsuhiko, right? Because he's like the traitor. And he's blowing up the ship. And she's going to fall in love. I just love it. I love the progression of how, like, it escalates. And I'm not going to lie. It's such a trope to be like we don't get along. And then they fall madly in love and have wild, passionate sex and all this shit. But I kind of love the trope anyway. Like, It's so overdone, but I love it. And I love it in this sense because it's going to be good. You're like, it's going to be good. Like, hey, it exists for a reason because we love it. We love it. Anyway. Yeah, but it's not like you to just dash off like a chicken with its head cut off. You're usually way more organized. The moment I heard his words, my feet lurched to a halt. I spun around and leveled a glare at Itsuki's indolent face. Not like me. And since when, pray tell, have you known anything about me? Do not act like you know me. It is irritating. True. I can't say I know all that much about you, but... You've been looking awfully pale lately. Are you sure you aren't pushing yourself too hard? I am not. And there's a barrier up around the ship now, right? Have you been keeping it up this whole time? Yes, of course I am. Why would I take it down after something like this happened? Uh-huh. So the reason Saku was making an extra fuss over you wasn't just because of me, then? You must be exhausted. Don't try to hide it. I prefer girls who are honest with me. Honestly admit it. Stubbornly deny it. I said I am fine. I am no delicate damsel who wilts the moment she has to exert effort. Why are you being so stubborn about it? Pushing yourself like this and hiding the strain only makes it that much harder on you. Oh, and what good would come of saying I am tired? Would someone else step in for me and hold the barriers up in my stead? There's no one else who can do what I do. If I show signs of exhaustion, all it will do is make everyone else uneasy. All us espers know that using our powers for an extended time is tiring. Your barriers seem like they're especially exhausting. I have been trained to handle far more than this. Please do not assume that I am as weak-willed as you are. But Itsuki was correct. My barriers required heavy concentration. It was no small task to deploy them quickly or maintain them for long periods of time. I cannot let my exhaustion show. I must keep my composure. Jeez, you're a stubborn one. Here, see? Your hands are freezing. They've turned so white they look like you've got a porcelain doll's hands. Large, warm hands envelop my smaller ones. Let me go! I won't do anything, I promise. I just want to warm them up for you. That is quite unnecessary, thank you! Jeez, who does this guy think he is? My entire life, no man had ever reached out to touch me so brazenly. He did it so naturally that it took me a moment to realize what had happened. Oh, come on. I'm only touching your hands. It's not like I'm trying to kiss you or anything. You had better not! You are far too carefree when it comes to touching others. Am I? Yes! Be more mindful of personal boundaries. Itsuki! Spacey? I read Spacey with a question mark because I got a question mark on my name and I knew that was going to happen at some point. What are you two doing? Isn't it obvious? Miss and I are deepening our understanding of one another. Yes, that we are. By this point, I think the yawning chasm between us has grown wide indeed. Okay, Itsuki, what'd you do this time? Come on, hey. She's just saying that. I didn't do anything, I swear. Need my kunai, Spacey? What, you two, Nanami? Man, please don't give her anything sharp. The moment Nanami and Heishi appeared, Itsuki beamed a friendly smile at them that he'd never shown to me. He'd always been a difficult one to read, but he seemed to get along well with those two. I'd often seen them together before. And they are not of similar age or background. What on earth could they have in common? So you two wound up paired together, eh? Yep, we decided through a total fair and impartial match of rock, paper, scissors. You call that fair and impartial? Well, yeah, it was rock, paper, scissors. So inventing minor grievances and demanding rematches until you got your desired result is what you call fair and impartial? Hey, Kino was totally waiting half a second to see what we threw before he threw. And Ron couldn't be bothered, so he didn't even join us. Ah, I see. So you wanted to pair up with Nanami that bad, huh, hey? I hear ya. What a huge pain. Hey, is anybody even listening to me? Hey, she was rapidly turning pink, but neither Itsuki or Nanami seemed to care in the least. And now that I think about it, this is the first time I have listened to the three of them converse. I knew they got along, but this well. We are to use we are to use wow. We are to use our powers for the sake of peace. So the world ordered us uh so the world ordered us as it gathered us together. Wow, well that once we reach our destination, we will be split apart and sent on our ways to whichever nation or nations the world chooses. At that point, our journey ends. Whatever connections we make on this ship end there. That is why I had decided beforehand not to grow overly attached to anyone. Do these three even realize that they will be sent on their separate ways soon? Doesn't mean you can't have friends. God, poor thing. Depending on the political situation, they may even be dispatched to nations that hate each other. I did not dislike seeing people be friendly together. It was actually rather pleasant. But knowing that they would all soon be parted tainted the moment with sorrow. At least, while they are on the ship. For at least this brief time, I want to make sure they are safe and comfortable. I will not let the traitor destroy this. What's wrong, miss? We have not completed our search. I'll go and check a few other areas. What? You want to look more? Oh, man. Your presence is not needed. If you do not wish to assist me, you do not have to. I am almost finished for today. I can't let you wander off on your own, you know. See you guys. I gotta go off and enjoy some more private time with Miss now. Kay, come by and play cards with us later. You got it. They want to play cards in these perilous times. I cannot even imagine doing that. What? Wait. What? Playing cards at a time like this? Ugh. Are they really so ignorant of our situation? And that's what your expression says. That is exactly what I was thinking. Maybe, but in my opinion, I think it's times like these when being relaxed and easygoing is really the best thing to do. You and your two friends may think so, but I have to disagree. The ship is sturdily built. It can weather most storms with ease, but that does not mean we can drop our guard. That man's devices are too destructive. We cannot afford to underestimate them. Man, you sure are stubborn. But you know what they say, supple bamboo is sturdier than hard oak. Be careful or the stress will snap you. Bamboo also rots quicker than oak. True, but every flower wilts someday. You have to make them happy while they're blooming. Hey, it's just small talk, honest. There was a cheeky lilt in Itsuki's voice as he offered up that line and slipped ahead of me. And I have to spend even more time with him. I sighed heavily and widened my gait to catch up with the casually strolling man ahead of me. How come I have to help you all make breakfast? Because it is my team's turn to cook today. You are aware that we are short-handed compared to the other teams, correct? Yeah? Why ask a kid for help? Oh, so you wish to play the child card only when it suits you, Sarada, can you use a cutting knife? Easily. Can your teeny little kid hands even hold it? Yes, they can, thank you very much! Enough chit-chat. Your mouths do not need to move in order to cook. Spacey. Yes? Sukoya came to stand beside me, looking at me with his kind, concerned gaze. But under no circumstances could I ever accept that kindness. Spacey, are you alright? You weren't pushing yourself too hard, are you? You look really pale, and I heard you were up super late last night. Yes, and? What I do is none of your concern. Yes, it is. And that's why I'm bringing it up. Are you still going to insist that I'm not allowed to worry about you? Spacey... Sequoia, breakfast will be ready shortly. Please let everyone know, would you? All right. Sequoia's answer was soft, emotionless. He walked out of the kitchen without another word. I don't want to do this to you, Sequoia. I truly don't, but nothing good can come from you being kind to me. But vice versa may... Whoa. He came to you out of pure concern for your well-being and you still swatted him away like a fly. Looks like your barriers aren't the only walls you put up. What was so bad about what he did? I detest it when people fawn over me and meddle in my affairs. I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself. Uh-huh. His standard indolent smile still playing on his lips, Itsuki looked at me like he wanted to say something. What? Oh, nothing. The look on your face says otherwise. If you have something to say to me, then come out with it already. I think I can guess what he's gonna say. And the pot is burning. Yep. I'm also pretty sure you left the fish grilling on high this whole time, too. Why didn't you say so sooner? Ow, it's hot. What the hell is this? Did that dumb chicken or lapdog somehow end up cooking today? Hey, we didn't cook anything today. I think I'll just pass on breakfast today. Think we can catch one of those chicken things and roast it? Fury! That's where Akito screams. Wait, were you always this bad a cook? Man, you may have had the pretty face in the finishing school training, but Akito would make the much better wife. Hey, don't say that crap. Although, it's absolutely true I look great in an apron. Now I'm picturing Akito in an apron, and I'm like, please be my housewife.
No, I think it's just fine. Here, see? There are pickled plums to go with it.
My secret red sauce should make it edible. Man, it's so nice out today. You'd almost forget we're flying in a ship. You seem quite pleased with your day. You know, miss, if we mere humans aren't worthy of a smile, why don't you try smiling at the sky? Or are you still sour over this morning? Come on, stop letting it eat at you. Aki made some tasty rice balls for everyone. A healthy lifestyle starts with healthy meals. I still cannot believe I failed so badly. Well, you did seem like you were deep in thought at the time. About Saku, I'd bet. I was not. Uh-huh. Liar. I mean, just look at all the wrinkles you're making with that furrowed brow. Cease your prattling and start looking for clues. This is where the attacker appeared. He may have left something behind. Are you sure you aren't exhausting yourself being this uptight all day long? Don't you ever think about relaxing at all? And this is entirely normal for me. In fact, I am wondering if you ever take anything seriously and stop thinking about relaxing. Oh, I'm totally serious right now. You are not. You spend all day lazing about with an insufferable smile etched on your face. You even fall asleep in meetings. How? Oh, ow, harsh. Okay, I admit that every once in a while I might nod off during the really boring ones, but it's not like I do it all the time. You were supposed to be awake for all of them. You know, miss, you're real quick to yell when I fall asleep, but won't you compliment me when I stay awake? Compliment you? Why would you expect praise for simply meeting the standard level of effort? See, I was born and raised in a red light district. Kicking back and talking about romance is more normal to me than being serious is. That's why. I was born in a red light district. You were born a whore. Oh. Oh my God, was your mom a whore? Oh. God, okay, no, we shouldn't say that. God damn, was your poor mother a prostitute? That's really sad. And now you're a man whore. It's wrong. It's wrong, Itsuki. So me going to meetings, doing chores, and looking for stuff about the trader is really tough for me. I'm making a huge effort here. I realize that people from different walks of life will have different values and outlooks. But is such minimal effort worth praising? I love the fact that we have to be like Makoto to him. We're not like, oh, sure, fine. We're like, Koharu would have been like, oh my God, you're doing so great. Thanks for blinking today. Thanks for being able to spell your name right. You're amazing. And Makoto's like, oh my God, suck it up, Buttercup. Fuck. What an awful line. I can't believe he even got those words out of his mouth. How ridiculous. All those things you mentioned are expected of you. They're not worthy of any special praise. Expected to who? To you, right? It's all relative, though. For example, to me it's not expected behavior that I spend time alone with a girl and do nothing but talk with her. What? Don't say such inappropriate things! I find nothing I said to be inappropriate at all. You know, it's funny. Talking to you makes me feel on edge somehow. Or maybe it's just plain annoyance. I can say for certain that you annoy me. Really? What a coincidence. Why don't we both try airing our real feelings for each other? His long, slender hand reached for me. I stifled a gasp. What the? Oh, that's me. That's him. What the? A barrier? A crushing weight pressed down on me. I was already holding the barrier around the ship. Holding another around myself quickly turned exhausting. However, I forced myself to smile and act as if it was nothing. She is gonna fucking pass the fuck out. Well, now it will not be so easy to lay a hand on me now. Sheesh. You're already beat from holding up the ship's barriers. Now you pull this? I told you before this morning. I have been trained to handle this. Right. So you hate the idea so much you'll put up a barrier to keep me out, eh? What a prissy little rich girl. Probably afraid that getting touched by a brothel brat like me would taint you, eh? I didn't mean that. His attitude shifted, suddenly becoming hostile. Though he still bore the same smile on his face, it seemed far more menacing than it ever had before. I couldn't help but swallow hard. And I wonder, too, like, oh, he's acting like that, but then I wonder, like, that's how he's used to acting, how he has to act, that's how he grew up. And then, you know what I mean? And then she does that, and he's like, oh, what? Like, I wonder, because you think, like, she's like, you know, now he's getting a little, like, touchy about it. But I wonder if that's something that bothers him deep down underneath. Like, people, he called himself a brothel brat. Let's go with that. Like, oh, I'm a brothel brat, so people are going to treat me like garbage, you know, just because of my upbringing. Oh, but if I, like, the relaxed man whore, then everyone expects that of me, and that's just, first of all, it's how he grew up, so that's the attitude, and then nobody expects any differently of him. And then, like, I think he does like Makoto, obviously, and she's like, whatever, don't touch me, because she doesn't want anyone touching her. And he's like, oh, it's because I'm a man whore? And now he's getting defensive about it, because it does bother him probably inside. It does bother him what people think of him. Oh, he's not just a whore, he's a sensitive whore. He's just playing the part of a man whore. Those are his walls. Oh. We'll see what happens. I mean, he could just literally totally be shallow, you never know, but I still like him. And there was nothing wrong with being proud of your family, I had been taught. But belittling others because of their birth or family circumstances was wrong. Good, moral people accepted others. It was not my intention to insult him by fending off his advances. Something I unwittingly did may have made Itsuki think I was belittling him for his being born into poverty. That was wrong. I opened my mouth, searching for some way to make things right, but he stopped me. No. Give it to me straight. Be brutally honest with me. Go on. I can take it. I'm used to being spit on and insulted. Wait, let me try. It's totally normal for prim little rich girls to drive themselves to exhaustion, right? It's normal for you to try to do absolutely everything by yourself, to hurt and shove away someone who's trying to be nice to you. Is that all normal to you? An image of Sakuya flashed through my mind. No, it's not. I don't want to be cold to anyone. I'm not trying to hurt them. It's just, You're not trying to be cold and hurt them. You couldn't be more cold and hurtful if you were trying. If that's not your goal, then what are you trying to do? What are you really like? Are you sure you haven't lost sight of yourself and everything with all this? Somewhere along the line, his scathing tone had turned gentle, like a mother soothing a child. You see, I like girls who are looking for pampering, girls who lean on me for things. Basically, girls who are all about self-indulgence. That's because that's how you were raised, to pamper and do whatever, to get what you gotta get. To get your monies. To get the monies from your honeys, but how pathetic. Oh, in my experience, all girls like to have their wishes indulged. On occasion, but I'm gonna guess most people do. Because I don't think there's even a man out there if you were like, what are all of the dreams that you have? And I will make sure none of them come true. They would be like, well, thank you, because men don't like being pampered at all. Everyone likes being pampered a little bit. Okay. There's a line where you're like, you're too fucking pampered and you need to learn to do shit for yourself. But a little bit of pampering never hurt anybody, and everybody enjoys it. Like, it's like, oh my God, I got a pedicure, a manicure, a massage. Men, women, doesn't matter. You can do all that shit. Oh my God, I love getting my hair done. Go get your hair did. You know what? Everybody likes to be pampered a little and indulged a little. But like, all the fucking time where you're like, just carry me to the bathroom. Too much, All girls are not so weak and needy that they would all rely on someone else. You sometimes have to rely on other people. This is where this is going to be fun, because then she's going to be forced to rely on him and realize that you don't always have to do everything by yourself. It's okay to be a strong, independent woman, but sometimes you got to rely on other people, girl. I shouted at him, feeling myself fraying at the edges out of fear, shock, and exhaustion. You're so not my type when you're trying so hard like that. Really? And that is wonderful news. Hey, listen, just out of curiosity, why do you think it is that other people, lesser people, show their true selves? I couldn't say. When they think they're alone, maybe. What about when they're lost in thought? Do you think cracks in the facade would show up then? His insidious words slowly began worming their way into my mind. This was a dangerous man. What am I doing? Why am I even hearing him out? There is no benefit to this conversation. I turned around to not look at him anymore. I didn't want to hear his soft voice or his feeble attempts at seduction. I didn't even want to think anymore. What he said kept repeating itself in my mind. The true me. There is no such thing. This is the real me. I use my barriers to protect the people, and that is my purpose, my everything. Who says there has to be a true me? Hey. Is this him? Okay, a penny for your thoughts. Oh, that was... Oh, Itsuki. Well. How? I should have my barrier up. I'd say that people expose their true selves when they think they're alone, when they're lost in thought, and when they dream. Say, for example, you had a choice between a reality where you had to work all the time and a dream where you could be the real you. Which would you pick? His words were like poisoned blades. As they pricked me, they spread numbing indecision throughout my body. His voice was so soft, so sweet. I could not help but... There's no pain in dreams, no sadness. Everything can go just the way you want it to. You can be yourself and no one will hurt you. You won't hurt anyone either. Don't you think that would be real happiness? I mean, I'm not lying. Like, it's Suki's magic dream power. You're like, yes, please! Of course, then our bodies would rot away, but like... And, what kind of dreams do you dream, miss? Who are you under all that tough exterior? My lips moved of their own accord. It was like I no longer controlled my own body. I don't know who I am. Itsuki was in total control now. I felt everything go numb. He nipped my earlobe as if to snap me out of the numbness and draw more words from me. There was a sharp stab of pain, then warmth. So warm. I know this warmth. It is Itsuki's hands. Almost like... Oh, I think it's supposed to be almost like his hands were... Let me go! His hands were slowly caressing your body. Woo! Girl. Whoa, impressive. All of that and you still didn't break. Your stubbornness is the real deal, I'll give you that. What did you just do to me? A man's gotta have his secrets. I nearly just lost consciousness out of the blue. Wait, is that his power? He was gonna put her to sleep and pull her into a dream. Interesting. Again, that's a little shady. you know what I mean? That's borderline. That's a weird kind of like personal invasion. But at the same time, you like pop her into a dream, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm in a dream world." You know what I mean? It's not because I don't think Itsuki wouldn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you to sleep into a dream and then assault you." He'd be in the dream with you and be like, "Hey, so now just be your free self. It's just a dream." You know what I mean? To get her to be your, it's a trick. It's a trick and a trap. But I mean, it is a little weird because it's got to be scary if you're in that position because you don't know what they're gonna do. We really don't know what Itsuki would do, but I trust him. Ron had this power. Ron would rape you and murder you. Okay, and probably sell your fucking organs. He might not. He just murder you. I don't even know if he'd attempt assault, but he would literally steal your fucking kidneys. Ron, so.
What you doing? Good birdie.
And at some point, I had dropped my barrier. What did you do? Well, that clears that up. You and I really are completely different. You weren't faking it. You really are strong. And also totally not my type. Ah, well, though being this different does have an odd appeal. Well, then if we truly are as unmatched as you claim, I would appreciate it if you would never make such lewd advances upon me again. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. What? See, some guys enjoy molding girls into someone that's more their type. Is this more of your small talk? Nah, that's a full come on. Gah, miss, wait! Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I feel like an idiot for being worried that I had accidentally insulted him. I'm never speaking to him again. At that moment, the ground shuddered. If not for the fact that we were airborne, I would have thought it was an earthquake. Oh no, another attack? Miss! Itsuki's hands shot out and grabbed me by the arm, yanking me backwards. At that moment, eek! A shockwave rippled through the ship, and a heavy thud shook the air. What just happened? I stared off at the scene in front of me in shocked disbelief. In the very spot I'd been standing just a moment ago, an enormous tree now lay felled. How could this happen? Did its roots rot away, perhaps? No, all of the vegetation on the ship is under Kakeru's supervision. This is not something that could happen normally. Miss, look here. What? Itsuki pointed at the trunk of the fallen tree. The top of the broken stump looked like a mound of wooden needles. But that wasn't all. There was an ugly black scorch mark right where it had broken. It looks like someone damaged the trunk to make it fall. But who would do something like that? Who knows? Did it fall in that spot by chance? Or was someone aiming the tree at me? It was at that precise moment I lowered my barrier, too. I glanced around the area, but there was no sign of anyone but the two of us. Whoever it was must have left, or hadn't been there from the start. Ah, well, you survived, and that's what counts. If anything had happened to you, Sako would stab me like a pincushion with that knife. Mm-hmm. How could anyone do something like that? Is it their power, perhaps? Or was it that barbarian? For now, let's get the hell away from here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to keep the barriers up constantly. I'd love to put one around everyone individually, but that is beyond my capabilities. Well then, let's say we pick back up where we left off a minute ago. Mm-hmm. Wait, huh? What did you just say? Come on, let's head back. Hey, stop that! Please stop pulling so hard. Keyword is sigh.
It doesn't seem like there's anything in this book about that gun.
A few days have passed since the tree fell down. There have been no other incidents since then. Things have been peaceful. Even with all pairs sharing our information, we still do not seem to be making any progress. In hopes of finding some new information, I came to the library to do research, but it says nothing, and nothing about missiles or explosives and such.
Nothing. I'm starting to wonder if this era really had them. They at least had an
Arquebus? Arquebus? I don't know. Something. I don't know. Anyway. Sarada reproachfully gazed at the large book, which was comically out of proportion with his tiny hands. This era. Sarada's words sometimes expressed discomfort.
If this isn't all just a crazy dream, then I've come here from the future. The era I'm from is a century in the future.
Or not, we've learned. Because, otherwise I was so confusing. And this kid claims that he is actually from the future. Obviously, I don't really believe that's true, but it's funny, he's actually from the past, but the past is more technologically advanced than the future. I mean, aside from Ion, but most people have no idea about half the shit that we have. It's funny. Except for this ship, but most people are like, wow, that's weird.
I've never gotten anything less than 100 points on a sociology test, but I'm starting to doubt myself.
So are you telling me that this place has no information regarding the device that Intruder was using?
Yep.
This is a rather weird library.
Some of the shelves are completely empty, and others are filled with useless things like picture books and sheet music.
And the
librarian is... Acknowledgement!
So, no clues here either. Well then, you've hit a dead end, so why not stop and get some rest? Speaking in his standard carefree tone, Itsuki popped out from behind the bookshelves. Oh, were you here? Cold as always. You dragged me out of bed to be here, miss. You should have known that I wouldn't be at my best. If not for the fact that we are paired up, I would have gladly left you. If you want me to remember that you exist, make yourself useful. Hearing that makes me want to brand my existence onto your heart and show you exactly how useful I could be. You might not think it, but I'm quite helpful. On lonely nights, for example, or when you yearn for warmth. Such a slut. God, I love him. Itsuki smiled impishly and extended his hands toward my hair. However, his fingertips will find it impossible to make contact. A barrier, again. You wound my heart. Be glad I used the barrier and not my knife. Speaking of stabbing, where's Saku? Wasn't he supposed to be with the kiddos?
Sequoia is still sleeping because he was feeling sick.
Oh my, that's quite concerning, miss. This is not about me. Why not? Aren't you worried? Sequoia's health has always been poor. With all the fresh air here, he seemed to be fine most of the time, but it appears that all the stress and exhaustion caught up to him.
That might be it. He seemed like he'd been plagued with having sighs recently.
Because we're with Itsuki. Oh my god, we're gonna kill him. We're literally gonna give him an asthma attack death. I wonder if he's having some troubles. That was exceptionally forced. Enough about Tsukuya. It is time to continue on to the next bookshelf. Oh, miss. About this afternoon. I promised that I'd meet up with Heishi and them. It must be more fun to be with your close friends rather than a prissy girl like myself, eh? Well then, feel free to go on ahead. I do not see any reason for us to stick together for all hours of the day. Besides, I was just feeling like now would be a fine time to be alone. Want to come with, miss? Why would I? Why ask why? Do you want to come? An image of the group and Itsuki springs to mind. The idea of me fitting in with that cheerful group is unthinkable. I will probably end up saying something cold and killing the vibe as usual. I still have some research to do. And I can wait for tomorrow. Now let's go. Why do you insist on me coming? Heishi and Anami should be enough cheery company for you. Don't think of it like that. It's not as if my presence will make your gathering great. Are you perhaps saying that because you're worried about everyone else's enjoyment, miss? How does that phrase go? Oh, that's right. You're bad with words, miss. Well, I apologize. You don't have to be all apprehensive. You ready to go now? Just a little is fine. He's dragging me along. That's adorable. After swiftly shuffling the deck, Heishi deals cards to each of us. Watching his deft hands, it was easy to see that he had done this quite a few times. You guys really love playing cards. There's nothing else to play besides this. I mean, hopscotch, you got some fucking chalk or some spray paint or some shit? Like, nobody at past a certain age has probably ever played hopscotch. It was like a thing that all of a sudden just stopped existing. But like, some people are like, yeah, shit, yeah, I don't care how old I am. You want to fucking go out and draw a fucking hopscotch board, don't you? Look, all you need is chalk and a fucking rock. Throw it and like, man, get some sticks and have a sword fight. I mean, I played a lot outside as a kid. We had outside things. We played outside. You put a couple of you put like a couple of blocks or something and like a jump over it, and you pretend you're a horse, and you pretend you're a horse at horse shows and jump over the jumps. Like little hurdles, you know. Like track, you know, you jump over like the thing, but we would pretend we were horses and swim in the pool and pretend you're mermaids. I mean, there's a lot of shit you can do aside from playing cards. I'm just saying. Use your imaginations. Kids these days, they don't have imaginations. Anyway. Oh my god, Nanami. Shuriken tossing is just as much fun. Well, we all know that you're just gonna win at that, so there's no point. Well, I don't mind the cards. It's just that it takes so long. Let's decide how many games we want to play. Otherwise, this will take forever. Let's play until I win. That will also take forever. No way! We got newcomers this time, so I ain't losing. Everything's coming up Itsuki. There, all dealt. And so then, miss, do you know how to play Old Maid? Why the rude name calling all of a sudden? What? You don't know what Old Maid is? Old Maid is the only card game worth playing. I only ever played Ego and Shogo at my Shogi. Sorry, I read that wrong. And Shogi at my home. All I know of card games is from watching you all play them. Wow! I didn't realize that life was so different in the nobility. I doubt my lack of card knowledge was due to my noble upbringing. I do not know how to play cards because I do not often interact with people. Because Koharu and Nanami do not interact with many people either, I feel at ease with them and they are not nobility. Even still, my personality differs from theirs as well. I am not as honest as Koharu is, and I am not as even-keel as Nanami either. Well, since I have no idea how to play, I do not want to ruin the game. I shall pass after all. There you go again, miss. At that moment, when I was about to stand up, Nanami tugged on my shirt. What? I'd be happier with the lady here with me. Shall we play? Oh, all right already. Just this once, okay? It's weird. I told you nearly the exact same thing, but you were so much more reasonable toward her. Oh well. Well, you can pair with me, miss. As he said that, Itsuki aligned his shoulders with mine. Basically, you and I are in the same boat from now on. I'll be right by your side, teaching every step of the way. Losers have to weed the second floor. Weed all of the second floor? Why would you say things that just make your situation worse? Well, aren't you awfully relaxed? And since you guys are in the same boat, she loses. That means you lose too, Itsuki. Yeah. Oh no. We better not. Oh my god. We actually have to draw cards in this chapter. Old Maid. Take a card from the opponent's hand, and if you pick a matching card, you discard the pair. There is only one joker, so the person who is left holding the joker in their hand at the end is the loser. See? It's simple, right? Yeah, I think so. What I am certain of is that I do not want to be stuck weeding, so I will win no matter what. How promising. I'll get you a special reward if we win. I really hope we win. I mean, although having to weed the garden with Itsuki could be fun too, I don't know. That will not be necessary. Spacey, Let me draw a card. Oh, sure. Nanami swiftly took a card from my hand. It was a match, and she discarded the card she drew from my hand and a card from her own. Nanami is tough to beat at Old Maid. There isn't really a foolproof method to win at this game, though. I cannot really do anything about Nanami getting a pair. All I have to do is draw something good from Heishi. This is so fucking... We're supposed to draw a card slightly to the left. Like, holy shit! Could you imagine going through this and being like, fuck! I wonder what happens with all the other options. I mean... I checked the card that I selected. You got a pair. Well done. Yep. I need to match the next one, too. Oh, yeah. Now it's my turn to draw. Here I go, Nanami. Hooah! Oh, I mean... Really? Already? Isn't it a bit too early? This is only the first round. What just happened? And judging by Heishi's reaction, he pulled the Joker from Nanami. So, that means I am in danger too. Correct. Since you're the one drawing cards from Hei, you don't want his Joker. Nanami is good. I now see what Itsuki meant. Nanami's cards dwindled right before my eyes. Done! Itsuki drew from Nanami's final card and she was done. Wow, that was fast. Dang it! I was so ready to finally beat Nanami today! Nanami is this just all you... Is this all just... Okay, wait. Nanami, is this all just your luck? I had a good feeling. Just playing a hunch. And now the battle is a showdown with Heishi. You're out of luck today. I've overcome my weakness. Your weakness? Oh, Hei has a tell. He likes to stare at the Joker he pulled. Mr. Otomaro is so very predictable. Quiet! That's the old me. I'm a changed man now. You'll see. We are supposed to draw the rightmost card. I checked the card that I selected. Ah, it's a match. What a relief. Crap, not yet. The battle really starts now. Oh, God. Draw the leftmost card. Never the center card. Okay. Leftmost card. I checked the card that I selected. It's a match. What a relief. You can't be serious. Almost got it, miss. Choose the right card again and you'll earn my reward. I told you that would not be necessary. No, but I want his reward. Like, I want his reward. Look at Hei. His eyes. Where are they pointed? I peeked over at Heishi. His concerned gaze was staring directly at the card on the right. And they said that Heishi has a habit of looking at the Joker, right? So then, the Joker is the card on the right. But that seems too predictable. Plus, he did say that he had overcome his weakness earlier, right? For him to blatantly be showing the same weakness could mean this was a ruse. If that were the case, the Joker is the left card. So the card I should draw is, it says draw the left card. I feel like it says the left, so I shall trust in Itsuki's words and Heishi's predictableness. Now! I slowly flipped the card I drew. I was like, what did we do? This is what we're supposed to do, but I'm just like, were we supposed to, like, get his reward? Or weed with the garden, anyway. And there was a 9 printed on the card. The card in my hand was a 9 as well. Did I just win? Ah! I lost to a newcomer! Congratulations, miss. Thanks. Obviously, there was never any doubt. Mr. Otomaro, you said you would overcome your weakness, but that was obviously not the case. What? Are you serious? I totally thought I was hiding it well. You are just too predictable. As she said, too predictable indeed. There can be no other explanation. Dang it! And that was how my day ended. I was extremely happy that I had unexpectedly had such an enjoyable evening. It was all because Itsuki made me join in. I should probably thank him for what he did. That evening, I had a strange dream. Oh! No, it's not him. Or him either. That's... Oh. So I don't know who was saying that. Oh, crap. Anyway, that's... Oh, wow. So that's what your superpower does. But it's not her. I cannot find it even though I searched so hard. But that person's dream... I heard a voice that was not my own. It seems like it is searching for something, for someone. There is an intruder inside my dream. I open my eyes as I wonder who it could possibly be, and then I see a blue sky that continues off into the distance, white clouds that flow with the wind. I suddenly notice that I'm flying on a soft, fluffy cloud. How comfortable. I totally would not mind staying this way forever. Pleased! Hiyoko cook? Is that a Hiyoko? As I lift my head towards the familiar chirps, I see Hiyokos flying around on the surrounding clouds in joy. The cute imagery naturally brought a big smile to my face. Joy! Hiyoko'd her. I love the fact that one's a fucking penguin. Hey, you guys! One at a time, the Hiyokos fly over to the cloud I'm on. Irritated! Each time one lands, the cloud bounces and my body floats up into the air. And my body seemed unbelievably light, and the sky seemed so close by. I've been forgetting to look up at the sky this whole time. I was so focused on what was in front of me that I never paid attention to what was around me. Such a beautiful sky. I quietly murmured to myself while surrounded by the chirping Hiyokos. If only my mood could always be this peaceful. So this is the type of dream that Miss has. Was that a dream just now? It must have all been a dream. There can be no other explanation than that. I let out a huge sigh and shifted my gaze out the window. So I'm guessing he was poking around, trying to poke around in the dreams. That's not what I want to do. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so when it's back here, I don't know if we can go back. Oh, you can't. The monologue. Whatever that monologue was, I think that maybe that was him, like, poking around in her. I'm not sure who it was supposed to be, but anyway. I let out a huge sigh and shifted my gaze out the window. The sun's gentle rays poured in, and the bright blue sky extended up above. I cannot believe that Itsuki appeared in one of my dreams. How odd. Despite it all being a dream, Itsuki's voice was still sounding clearly in my ear. I paid Sakuya a visit, and then went looking for Itsuki. Just how many times do I have to remind him that looking for the traitor is of utmost importance? Hello! You all alone for today? Your partner's Itsuki, correct? Are you looking for him? The pair of Kakeru and Masamune pair. Wow. God damn it, Tim. The fuck. Anyway, appeared from the other side of the corridor. As expected, they understood and needed no explanation. Yeah, have you seen him anywhere? Isn't he with Heishi and Anami? Nope, I just saw this two at the dining hall and Itsuki wasn't with him. I see. Well, maybe he's just off wandering aimlessly by himself. Can I ask that we use Kakeru's power to bind Itsuki somewhere? Sorry, that's too much work. Although, you seem happier with Itsuki now than you used to. You two look like a couple. I love that. Fucking kill you, Masamune. Of people who hate each other. Yep. I walked to the water's edge in search of Itsuki. Even though we are in a ship, there's a waterfall here that creates a wall of sound. I would never expect to find Itsuki somewhere like this. As I casually looked around, I spotted two silhouettes right by the waterfall. Who's that over there? Don't you give him your power, motherfucker! Itsuki and Ron. I'd never seen these two together before. Were he and Ron close? Ron is the eldest out of the ship's passengers. Even though he is older, he is actually just as irresponsible as Itsuki. He refuses to attend meetings, and he is always sleeping or staring out windows all the time. Now that I think about it, they even have the same laugh. I wonder if they got along well. Although I do not think I could ever have a conversation with Ron. Is Itsuki more sociable than I am? Does that mean that I am inferior to him? And that kind of makes me upset. Oh, what are you doing, miss? Were you looking for me by any chance? I apologize that for not being there when you, I apologize for not being there when you desired my company. Ugh, you're making my skin crawl. Were you just speaking with Ron? Oh, so you were watching. Yep, but don't worry. We're done already. I'm all yours now. What were you two discussing? I wonder. He's not going to tell me, although I do not really care. You and Ron seem quite similar. Me and Ron? I don't really think so. Aren't I much nicer? Well then, shall we, miss? What's the plan for today? Up for some cards? Our mission is the same as yesterday. Find clues that will lead us to the traitor. Why? And away we go. Perfect place to end it. Okay. So, we are going to go with our plan for the day and spend our day with Itsuki now that we found him. So we're going to leave this here, and we'll continue in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.